Woo!
How we doing?
Woo!
You know what I want to remind everybody from the last summit? We are
The Institute!
excellent. I'm very honored to be here, and I love cleaning up because I get to watch what everybody else did. Mic got turned off, too. Mic got turned off? Get him, Jimmy! Get him! Dun, 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 dun. Check, check. Mic check. Can you hear me now? I feel like a Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
How about now?
I don't really need a mic.
Oh, you need a mic. You need a mic.
Yeah, we're just chatting. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Technical difficulties.
Number 2. 002.
I guess we should have tested that one. Impromptus are the best. Let's go. Let me turn this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Verizon. Like I was saying, I'm cleanup, and I like it because I get to watch. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tim Chakarian from Bimmer PhD Motorsports in Pasadena. My friends call me High-Octane Tim. If you know me, you know why. I'd like to tell you my story today because stories draw people in. That's what we've learned, right? Like many of you, I was the kid that took everything apart. I had to see how it worked. In my brain, I had to see it 3D in the back of my head. I was drawn to mechanical things, electrical things, and that's pretty much what's in the world around us today, right? So I needed to understand how things work. What made it go? What made it stop? And more importantly, how can I make it better, right? One of the things that I really enjoyed, actually craved, was problem solving. I wanted to know, what can I do to make it better? But I wasn't a perfect student. I didn't like reading. It's okay subject. But tactile experiences, hands-on, that was my jam. Later on in life, I learned the why. Like many in our trade, I've got dyslexia and ADHD. I know you've heard of attention deficit disorder, but the U stands for ultra hyperactive disorder. Yeah, that's me. But what some may call a disability, I don't see as a weakness. I see as an opportunity and a challenge to be better, to overcome that. Just like broken cars and electrical shorts. Sometimes we just have to take ourselves apart and understand what we're trying to accomplish. When you take it apart, you know how it works, and then you can put it back together. So, in my journey, I faced many obstacles. And I'm standing here before you today because I've learned 3 truths. Leadership matters. Culture matters. And the right systems and processes gets everything done. Like many in our industry, I was a natural problem solver, but I struggled to find my fit. Like Arun's parents, my parents did not want me to be a mechanic. They did everything in their power to stop me from doing that. So they got me into construction. They got me to understand pools and be a pool man. Heck, my dad even sent me down to Carlsbad, California, so I can work in my uncle's restaurant. That was the reason they had moved here from New York to California. Was our patriarch wanted to open a restaurant on the beach. Little did I know that those customer service experiences would help me growing up. But nothing truly fit. I never found anything that brought me more joy than fixing cars. So, I got a job at a BMW dealer. I worked my way from being an apprentice to a master technician and everything in between. I loved the work. The leadership, not so much. So, over the next 10 years, I jumped from dealer to dealer trying to find my home. 5 dealers in 10 years. I was looking for the right place. I was looking for the right people. I was looking for leadership that would actually believe in me. It wasn't until I found a great mentor at one of these dealers that started a change. And then I realized, like Aaron said, people don't quit jobs, people quit people. And one of the most important things that I've learned growing up is everything rises and falls on leadership. This mentor saw something in me that I hadn't even seen in myself. So I had to do more than being a great tech. I had to do more than being a good mechanic. I had to be a great leader. I had to fix more than cars. I had to fix me. So in 2009, I left and we opened up what we know today as Bimmer PhD Motorsports in Pasadena. At first, it was just me, the solopreneur, and a 2-bay, 1,800 square foot shop in the back, and in the front was a parts house. And he'd been there about 25 something years. But that's what I wanted. That's all I needed was that 2-bay shop. And that was what I called home. Over the next few years, my wife Johanna became my biggest supporter. She eventually quit her job, working at the post office, a consistent income to help me build my dream. That same year, we faced some monumental change and growth. You see, my landlord came up to me. That's the back shop. That was the small space that we had. And my landlord came up to me and said, "Man, you're so busy back here. I'm really proud of your success, but Albert just retired and you either got to take the front shop or find a new shop." Holy smokes. Wasn't ready for that one. We had a choice. Stay small, or dive head first and figure it out. What do you think I did? Heck yeah, I went for it. We went for it. We built the front shop. Remember I said it was a parts house. We took what was a pack rat warehouse and added 3 lifts, redid the floors, put water where we wanted water, electrical where we wanted electrical. But here was the thing. I still only knew how to fix cars. Running a business, that was a completely different machine. And I wasn't ready for it. One day while Johanna's looking through WorldPac's parts, she discovers that they offer more than parts. They offer training. And more than tech training, they offer business training. That's where we met this guy named Cecil Bullard, you might know him. That first class that we took with Cecil, it changed everything. It showed me that I needed to take my business apart and put it back together. But I didn't really listen to things. I do it my way. And boy, did I challenge him. Where is he? Boy, did I challenge him. And I made some bad choices. I didn't know how to hire, so I hired the wrong people. Friends of mine that I worked at the dealer with. I bullied people. I insisted on my way. I kept a toxic environment. I lived in the tolerate of the 3 T's. Train, tolerate, and terminate. It led to a very negative culture. I was trying to solve all the problems myself. That was the only thing I knew how to do. And it wasn't until we started having regular team meetings, something Cecil's been telling me about for many years, that things changed. I stopped resisting. I was trying to solve every problem myself, and that wasn't really working out for me. I wasn't seeing the big picture. So, over the next several years, I learned about ASCCA, the Automotive Service Council of California. It was an association that was for the automotive industry. As a matter of fact, the mission statement, and I'm sure you'll resonate with this, was elevate, unite, and give voice to automotive professionals. That mission called to my excellence. It forced me to grow as a leader. I grew my peacock wings quickly in ASCCA, eventually becoming the president of Chapter 5, the biggest chapter of all the 16 chapters, and I found fulfillment in my duties as a leader, as a mentor. It was through working with other shop owners side by side that I realized their mission statement. Shop owners helping shop owners. It wasn't just a phrase. It was leaders building leaders. So, what I'm here to talk to you about is the culture and, more importantly, your weekly meetings. I've broken them down into 5 easy steps. So if you want to take notes in your book, can't believe people will be taking notes on stuff that I'm talking about, but here we go. Start with culture. Break bread. Learn together. Every week, we close on Wednesdays between 12 and 1 o'clock, religiously. As a matter of fact, we called David from Inbound and said, transfer all the calls to a special voicemail. When customers walk in, we look at them like, yeah, we're having a meeting. Drop your keys, we'll call you back. Why? Because that's how important it is to us. So, we start the first 20 minutes learning. Our apprentice and our second advisor, they gather up the morning and find out what the staff wants to eat for lunch. The food order goes in by 10 o'clock, and we make it happen. As you can see in the screen there, we transform the waiting room into a training room. And we turn that demonstration TV into a learning studio. While we eat, we watch educational contents, like the many tips that the Institute has put up on YouTube. We watch those tips probably 3 times through, if not more. We watch other educational things like the Netflix series, How the Mind Works, Understanding Money and Finances. We do this because we believe that a culture of continuous learning is a never-ending, non-stop growing improvement. And that's really important to me and to the staff. It strengthens our team when you break bread with your brothers. This is our working family. We spend more time with them than our own families. And it sets the tone for the meeting. Number 2, run your meeting like a boardroom. A meeting without structure leads to a waste of time and a bunch of frustration, as we figured out. So, we run our meetings just like we run a board meeting. We have a leader. That's me. I chair the meeting and I keep everybody on focus. Right? Pretty cool. Then we have our shop foreman, James. He takes the minutes. He holds everybody accountable. He records what is being said and how we follow through. Then we have our shop apprentice, Shane. He's the timekeeper. He makes sure that our meeting starts on time, ends on time, plus or minus, but he keeps us to our schedule. And then we have our service manager, Kevin. He's the scorekeeper, and he's the glue that keeps our shop together. He reviews the minutes and the KPIs. Every week we review parts, labor, and sublet sold last week. We go over our gross profit dollars per hour. What did the technicians produce? Who are the champions of the week? And did we meet our defined goals? These aren't just numbers. They're not just data. They're the story of what happened and where we're going. What worked? What can we improve on? How do we stay on track with our monthly goals? How do we do that? Well, it's through the dashboard through the Institute. And this way we show complete transparency in everything that we do. Where's Mark? Created the dashboard from the Institute. I can't remember your last name, but we spoke yesterday.
Lager.
Yes, that man is amazing, and I want to thank him for what he does, because the dashboard is our scorecard. Number 3, open forum discussions. Taking action. After reviewing the numbers, we now have an open forum discussion to keep everybody enlightened and aligned with our goals. We use the shop actionizer. We stay on track with the tasks and the priorities. We address pressing issues, lights don't work, the lift doesn't work, etc., etc. It gets recorded. What is it? Who's going to fix it? What's the short time-based goal? It ensures that everybody is heard and everybody engages. We don't have any of these moments. And number 4, my favorite by far. The best part of the meetings, what I call love it and learns. The final 10 minutes are dedicated to our team reflection and our connection. Each member of the team writes down what they loved about last week and what they learned about last week. This builds awareness and an appreciation for each other's experiences. Something brand new right before we left was, I don't know whose idea it was, but it was a great idea. They said, why don't we have somebody else read what they wrote? And I thought, that's genius. See what happens when you let it go? I think Dory's pointing to my wife, so that was your idea.
Yes, it was.
Another great idea. At this point, something amazing happens. We start communicating like harmonious birds in flight. We actually use the personality bird test that Rhonda and Jimmy Lee put together. This way we understand how to communicate with each other. We know each other's personalities. So that way we don't say things to piss off the other person. You know how to talk to a peacock eagle? Great. Get it done. Right? And in turn, we have appreciation for who the other person is. By the way, I'm surrounded by doves.
He really is.
And if you haven't taken that personality test, see Jimmy. 5, reinforce the culture. Once the meeting wraps up, we transform the training room back into a waiting room and get back to work. We're refreshed, focused, and aligned. That's John, and that's Joseph. I'll tell you, one of the things that's really rewarding is watching your technicians graduate and get their degrees. It is amazing. Remember what I said about leaders, growing leaders? It's magical when you watch them fly and they become better what you created. What's the impact? No more unnecessary jibber-jabber and confusion. Everyone knows their role. Everyone has an impact. And we make the team work because the dream works. And that's pretty awesome. So, those are my 5 points. But, we're not done yet. It's way bigger than that. It's influence to our industry. This process has been so successful that other shops, other automotive professionals sit in on our meeting. We have guests. We learn how to help them run a meeting that actually works. Cecil was right. We even use this for potential hires. So, before you come work for me, you come join our meeting. You see the culture. You want to come work for me? I don't be like Parker. You're welcome to come to my meeting. And if any of you want to come to our meetings, you're welcome to. You don't have to fly to California. We got technology. We can zoom you in. We zoomed in Jimmy. So, see me at the end. But it isn't about running a better meeting. It's about transforming your workplace and the culture. If you're not performing regular meetings, start today. If your meetings are lackluster or you need to implement framework, do so. It's life-changing. And if you want a team that works together, not against each other, create systems that foster unity. Because at the end, sometimes you have to take apart people to find out how things work. And when you put it back together, it's amazing. I'm Tim Chakarian, and I'm proud to lead Bimmer PhD Motorsports.